Hey guys, do you know what's the number one skill you need to learn or need to know when you have employees? It's called delegation. If you and your employees are not able to delegate properly, nothing gets done. And there's going to be drama, politics, and all the rest of the nonsense. So in this video, I'm going to go and walk you through how to use ASANA for proper delegation. And not just only that, I will also show you how to build projects and delegate huge projects to your employees. Check the links below this video and of course subscribe to the channel and thumbs up. Now let's get to the content.
This time I want to speak about, guys, how to delegate people using Asana properly. And there's actually many different ways how to delegate using Asana. But the thing with delegation is that there are certain rules we need to follow. Otherwise, delegations will not happen. And you give stuff to the people, and they smile at you when deadline has been broken, and they say, "I don't know, Daddy, something went wrong, right?" So anyway, so the reason we want to delegate properly on Asana is we want people to get stuff done. And if you want to get stuff done, we need to properly give our message to our people. So we are using Asana as a productivity management tool, where we organize all our tasks. But this system, what I'm explaining you right now, can easily be used also in Trello or in other tools as well, because the basics and the principles are the same. So let's go sharing the screen, and I'm going to show you quickly my Asana, as you see. And so you're supposed to see a weekly planning board on Asana right now, right? Say yes if you do. So this is one girl's weekly planning board, right? So in that board, basically, person has a single random action section where they can add a single random actions. Then we have also here some small few week projects. If project is really small, it just lasts maybe a few weeks, then it's no point generating more and more different boards. As you know, one board has a Trello board. There's no point to create a whole board because the projects will be all scattered around the different places. So we are using sections for a few small projects, right? Where we put small subtasks. And then of course, every role, most of the roles, especially your VAs, people you hire first, they are mostly operating on recurring actions, right? Recurring actions are the actions which you're supposed to have also SOPs, and they are usually the core processes. And recurring actions are the things that actually keep the company alive. For example, paying salaries, download this report, generate this report, observe our listings active, observe metrics, fulfill metrics, right? Stuff like that. Meetings, these are recurring actions which keep company alive, and they're supposed to be documented, and people or different roles supposed to own them and execute them on weekly basis, or sometimes monthly basis, right? Or quarterly basis. Now, everyone's supposed to have them written format in some way, otherwise, people's brain will not remember them. And so what happens is that we're not doing them. So company will shut down. Now we have a delegation section as well in our weekly planning board. And this is where we usually delegate single tasks. Now, this particular weekly planning board is everybody in our company have that. Me too, and Tony too, everyone, right? And so if I want to delegate single task to someone, I'm supposed to document it. If I just delegate using Skype or Slack, what's going to happen? Nothing. It might be buried down the messages, and next thing you know, person even didn't receive it. They acknowledged it, but they forgot it. And if things are not written down, next thing you know, they're not done. So we are using, that's why delegations are number one rule for delegation is to make sure it's written somewhere with a deadline, right? And so, for example, this person, Chris here, asks me to complete SOP for some X, right? Whatever the X means, right? Now, the way it goes is that basically, whatever this X means, like they will write a description here. Hey, Victor, hey, V, right? Complete this, blah, 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 by this date. Here is all the information I have for the task, right? And so you can, delegator can put all the information they have, whatever they have, into this task, right? And remember, guys, we're speaking about single task here. This is not a huge project. It might have different tasks inside, but this is not a huge project, right? I'm going to go into, in 1 minute, I'm going to explain how to delegate projects and how to define actually large projects and how to observe large projects in Asana as a delegator and how to receive delegation for large projects as employee. But this is a single task. If someone delegates it, they put it on the weekly planning in delegation section and they assign this person, they make a due date, they make sure they have description here. And next thing is one of the most important things is that they're supposed to assign tasks to themselves. Add a subtask, follow up on that task. Now, this is one of the things where most of the people, when delegating things to other people, fail. And this is where most of the delegations fail because of this one thing. And this is also about the culture, which culture you build, because if you don't follow up, let's say this has to be this delegation task has to be done by me by 16th of June, right? Now, the person's supposed to follow up, let's say, like maybe half of the way, right? Let's say on 11th or 14th, right? And then they put themselves there, like, right? So they put themselves, assign that task to themselves, right? Now, what happens then is that you will follow up on people automatically because you have a task on your list to follow up. And this following up is really simple. You go to this task here and ask hey, V, how's going with the task? Are you able to complete this by deadline? Now, guys, as I told you, if you don't do it in this way, then it's fine, but you need to train your people to, to be able to write those tasks down themselves. Let's say you don't want to create tasks on the delegation section. You don't want to follow up on tasks. Then you need to be sure that your employees will write those tasks down with the deadline and will deliver you by the deadline, no matter what. Otherwise, you will be really angry. But you know what? The thing is that even you sometimes don't remember what you delegated. And why would you want to keep things in your head and just delegating using Slack or Skype, while you can just write things down on productivity management tool, make a follow-up task, and boom, the whole delegation is out from your head, and you don't need to memorize what did you ask from your employees and are they actually delivering on time. Now, if that person on this particular moment, this task is assigned to me, Victor, then if I literally by 16th of June, I will not deliver and don't say anything about to Chris, right, who delegated me this task, then Chris is supposed to make a huge noise about it. It's supposed to create literally like what the hell is going on? Like this is not acceptable. This is not our company rules. You're supposed to let people know before you didn't deliver something, not after. And this is really, really dangerous if you allow people to bypass the deadlines and you don't make a big scene about it. You know, we all hate
Yes,
drama.
because once a deadline is broken, you make it acceptable that okay, deadlines can be broken.
Yes.
And creating company culture is a lot about like educating people to behave in a certain way. So your core values, your company culture means that okay, if you are part of this company, then you are expected to behave in this certain way. So this is about building those certain expectations and like educating people to behave in a certain way.
And also, like, it is nice to inform actually here, if you delegate something to someone, you can copy this task link here and send it in Slack or Skype and say like, hey, I delegated you this task. The deadline is 16th of June. Are you able to deliver? Please confirm. You can also say it in this chat box below here, like, hey V, please confirm that you can deliver it by 16th of June. Otherwise, you know, if person doesn't notice this, let's say a person is not using the my tasks and inbox, then they will not notice this, which that shouldn't happen. Then what can happen is that the person didn't know this delegation, and boom. So I actually always copy the link and send it to the person in Skype or Slack or whatever and say, I demand immediate response. And so this way I can get the immediate response. Can the person deliver this on time or not? And again, one more time, if you don't have follow-up task and you have lousy people, then usually, most likely, 90%, they will not deliver on time. And sometimes on the same day, they start moaning something, or many of them actually the next day will start, maybe don't even say anything, right? So demanding punctuality and from the people when on communication and being organized around delegations is extremely important. Now, this is about one task. Does anyone have questions about one task so far? How to delegate one single task? And by the way, this task can be few tasks too. You know, it can be just like maybe little thing. You know, they can build their subtasks here too. But let me speak about next. I want to speak about huge projects which can last for months, and how to request status updates and follow up on these projects. Does anyone have any questions about how to delegate small tasks or actions so far using ASANA? All right, silence means no. Yes. And so that's it. So that's how you use it, how you delegate, make the follow-up task, make sure person receives that, make sure person understands it, and make sure person confirms that they can deliver.
Yeah. Hey, I have one question. It seems that you don't care about hours, so you do not plan hours and report hours.
I don't care about hours. We don't care about how many. I personally don't care if this person works 30 minutes or 1 hour or 8 hours or 10 hours or 12 hours. You know, because in a remote environment, it's driving yourself crazy.
Yeah.
And we care about completing stuff and making things happen. So we care about metrics and projects.
Yeah. Okay.
And we also care about availability, meaning that when I send you a message, you better like respond. So we have this like company rule that okay, you're expected to respond within a certain time period.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. So again, one more time, we care about metrics. People have metrics. If some people don't have metrics, then they have projects. So we care about metrics, projects, and availability, and responsiveness, of course. So which is availability. So yeah, so this is how we delegate one task to people. And you know, sometimes, really often until this moment, people send me delegation in Skype. You know, I need to pay this invoice quickly. Victor, can you do that? I said, no, delegate properly using Asana. Why? Because I cannot pay that invoice this moment, and next thing I know, this whole thing in Skype is buried. I don't even remember about it, right? And the person is waiting 3 days for me to pay an invoice in PayPal, which takes me 2 minutes, but I couldn't do that because I wasn't behind a computer back then. And so that's why I don't accept delegations to me using Skype. It's extremely annoying because I need to go myself to the Asana, start writing down this delegation from that person to myself, or making a task to myself. And it's just annoying. All right, so don't accept delegations and don't delegate using chat, Skype or some Slack or stuff like that. It's annoying. It is actually a killer, killer in every way. So okay, let's say we have now some bigger project, right? And let's say this person has, let's make a project, this person, and let's say project is new market, digital marketer is hired. Now, as you see, the project is named already with end goal in mind. It has end goal. We have hired one person, right? Now, again, like we create a project, and this project may last for a month until 2, easily, right? May even last more, right? So that's why it has its own board, and maybe many people will start taking part of this project. Maybe my previous digital marketer will create me stuff, But anyway, let me build up the project first for you. Now, the first thing that really is going wrong, if you ask huge things from people, first thing, if you have a little bit time, you can help these people to set up the milestones. And on this particular project here, we can set up milestones. For example, I'm not the project owner. I want to add Chris, the project owner, right?
Because if you get this, just think about this task, or this project here, new digital marketer inside. It feels like a huge thing. Okay, what am I supposed to do next? I have no idea. So you don't want to give this kind of gigantic tasks to people.
Yeah, exactly. And so first of all, as you see in Asana, we have the overview section here. And even when you have specific way how you collaborate, then you can even write it here, right? You can even create project brief here. If you have certain videos, certain like instructions, like if it's a really big thing, you can create project brief. You can have links and files, Basically, this is a resource section which you can add if you have any resources to the project. Now, what I want to talk about here is actually something that helps that person to get the project done by time, and also if other people are, participating in the project, then also it helps those people to also understand what part they own in certain area. Now, the first thing we need to do is we need to figure out what is that milestones? What are milestones to get that person hired, for example, right? So the first milestone, gather information about information for hiring. I'm coming back to this in a minute. Second, set up the funnel for hiring, right? Now, third milestone could be traffic. Get applicants, right applicants from different sources. And by the way, these could be also measurable. Let's say get 50 applicants into the funnel, right? Now, next could be choose 3 or like maybe 5 candidates for interviewing. And last one is hire a person and craft the contracts, or craft the contracts and hire the person, right? Now you see, let's go to the list view, and now we have these different milestones. Now, different people can be owning different milestones. Milestones are, remember, end goals. They're like end goals. They're end goals to achieve the big end goal where the person is supposed to get hired, right? Right? So the way we get there is, for example, like first task is like craft job description, right? Sorry, right? Second task would be like craft exam 1 for the applicant, right? Right? So then you can do 2 exams, right? These things takes time. You need to create these things, right? In order for you to create a funnel, because the next goal is to create a funnel. So now in order to get to the end goal to set up the funnel, we need to figure out the questionnaire, like the Google form questionnaire, right? Set up forms and funnel, right? So basically that's how you go from one task to another until you get to the end goal, right? So these little end goals, which we call milestones, help people to understand. And you set deadlines for the milestones, by the way. This is extremely important. Like maybe this is supposed to be done in 2 weeks or 1 week, right? Like you as a company owner, you know, or CEO or manager, whatever, this is the project owner basically supposed to know how fast everything's supposed to be done. So if the goal is doing it 1 month, then okay, this milestone should be 1 week. Second milestone, maybe we're gonna take just 2 days. Third milestone can be doing it traffic can take 1 week, say 1 week, right? And choose 5 candidates. It doesn't take long. It take me 2 days or 3 days to read all the applicant reviews. And now on the last one, I will choose the hire the person, right? So this is something that you can help, or you're supposed to do for your employees if you give them huge delegations, right? And you can do also in the overview, you can set even here that that we will have two huddles weekly, and upon completing milestone, we will have brainstorming 1 hour for next actions, right? And so you can define these meetings also here immediately, and you can immediately set time frames here. And also, why not create immediately recurring actions on this particular project. For example, if I really want my recurring actions here, I can put him here. So first recurring action, huddle, daily huddle. So I put it recurring to every people 2 times per week. So brainstorming, right? So you can set your meetings also here if you really want, right? Or how we do that, we just send calendar invites to the people after we define these meetings which support this particular project moving forward. Guys, believe me, if you give a huge project to one person, and this person is not some sort of A player and superhuman who has dealt with huge things and has a huge experience on that area, they easily get stuck. And you know what? It is not nice if they don't ask any questions either, right? And then you lose a lot of time. So that's why setting up milestones and helping people to move projects forward with meetings, specific meetings designed for that particular thing, can be helpful. The daily huddle can also be the place where you can discuss this particular project if you really want. It's up to you. The less meetings, the better. But if the project is important, you might want to have different meetings sometimes to touch the ground with these people who are part of it, and you get the things forward. Now, let me talk about, let's say you are the company owner now, and you want this to get done, this whole thing, right? You want to get it done, and you don't want to chase people, you don't want to talk to people. How this delegation is now coming back to you as a company owner easily without talking to the people. That's why it's really important to define roles on this particular project, right? Now, someone has to be an owner. If there's no owner, nothing's gonna happen, right? Okay, so that particular owner, you can go here and ask what's the status. And the way you do that is you can request status update directly from ASANA here, and it will create tasks to that particular person, and you can create a task here, and boom, that's it. And you can ask, even just define when the due date is for that task. For some reason, it gives immediately like 5 to 6 days to complete the task. But you can get it actually by tomorrow. You want a status update by tomorrow, boom, and you will create the task. And by the way, you can add more collaborators here if many people need to set updates. And again, this is, you create tasks to them, like boom. And now they receive tasks like this. Could you please update status on this blah, 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 blah project, include works on track, risk, blocked or hold, and put the status update or project overview tab. I think it's really cool, right? They can literally have a task to give you an update on this stuff. Now, if this is if they press this button, let's say this is at risk, right? And, they put status update, right? And they put date here, whatever date, whatever attachment they need to add. Now you can see what's blocked, next steps, what accomplished, summary. You can define that as an owner of the project, what you want to see. You can even put the incomplete tasks here by assignee. If there's some incomplete task, it will show you a graph like this, right? So you can automatically add graphs here, whatever you want, whatever you need as a status update. It's like a little retrospective that is made for you about that project. And you don't need to chase people. You don't need to talk to them. You just press the button and they will give you status update and all the information that you require, you have defined here first yourself. And then the person comes here and boom, posts it for you. And so this is the way how you can actually track the huge projects that maybe last for months, and they have to have the deadlines on the milestones first, and they have to have an end deadline as well, because huge things can easily get somehow not done because we are just not organized and we just don't know how to ask status updates and speak about those things. So that's about it. So that's how we deal with huge projects, and that's how we use ASANA for delegation for small tasks and huge projects. So yeah, I hope
So
it was helpful.
actually, I have a question for you. So what is basically the hierarchy that you recommend?
Hierarchy for what?
Yeah, well, basically you can, on Asana, you can do tasks, subtasks, subtasks, subtasks.
Yeah,
so.
yes. Like I said, I recommend you use, if the project is more than a few weeks, it's going to last more than a few weeks, it's maybe going to be a month or 2 months or 3 months, then it has a separate board, and one board is the end goal of the project. The biggest problem people do is that they create a board that doesn't have an end goal. It's just like a board, maybe just for holding information. That can be as well existing in a company, but if this is a project, then project has to have a deadline and project has to have a specific end result. So if it's a big one, then it's a board. If it's a small one, it can be existing on as a task or small section in people's weekly planning.
And what usually happens is that, I mean, in these tools, it's possible to do these kind of like subtasks and subtasks and so on. But what usually happens is that, I mean, when you log into the tool, I mean, you lose track of it. I mean, you cannot see those anymore. So it's actually much more better way that you don't create this like massive hierarchy. Instead, you have like 1 level, 2 level max. So you don't create this like multi-level like hierarchy where it's easy to lose yourself in this checklist and so on.
Yeah, and so that's why actually I want to show you quickly. That's why we have a portfolio on the left side. If you have a business account on ASANA, portfolio means that you can, if let's say you have 5 products on portfolio, can be by one person. You see in one portfolio for one person all their tasks in one portfolio. You can also make portfolio for all the products that are in the launch right now, one portfolio that are in the ranking right now, or one portfolio for one specific individual. And from that portfolio, you will see everything that the person has in one bird eye. You know, that's why, but portfolio doesn't work if you have a task and there are sub-tasks.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Then you lose access. Then you lose like visibility, which is really key to productivity.
So yeah, so that's why we're using Asana, because it has a little bit more than Trello. It is a little bit clunky at the beginning. That's why I wanted to make this video, because if you watch it again and again, you get how to delegate tasks, how to receive delegations, how to build huge projects. It might be helpful to get really things done. And yeah, so anything, anyone, any questions so far? Yeah, we have, by the way, you can ask whatever questions. This is just a presentation about task management and delegation. And so we can go to completely different.
So for example, this portfolio is a paid part of the Asana, I know. So how you do it, for example, if you find now your product and you like to do the launch and things like that, are you doing like a project in the left side, which is the launch project? And then this includes all the tasks what you have, for example, the Amazon Sales Masterclass, and or let's say how you do the template, which you can use always when you have a new launch for the product, for example.
Oh, that's a good question. So I can quickly show you. Yeah, that's a really good question. So I encourage people to use templates for huge projects. That's the point of the template, because if the project is huge, but we are doing it constantly all the time, then we're supposed to build a template of single, like predefined actions somewhere to do that, right? And so I have very simple one team here called templates, right? And in these templates, you know, we have research development template, right? We have preparation template, we have order and shipping template, we have launch template, we have optimization template. All 25K members also have these templates at their hands. But anyway, these templates are also existing by the way, all these templates are also in the Amazon Sales Masterclass, you know, as a checklists of actions. You can just deploy them yourself. And the way you create the template, you just create this board and make it as a template. There's a button here, make it as a template. Look, you see this project is a template. You can set from this settings button here to make this as a template. So what it means is that you can, next time when you create a project from this plus button, right? You can create a project, then you can use template, spreadsheet from whatever spreadsheet you have, or blank project, right? So if we're going to use the template, then it's going to ask me, like maybe research development, right? And I'm going to use my research development template. Let's put here like a US product, and I create it on the same team right now, and I'm going to use next. Now I'm going to choose the start date, and what I want to do is that, okay, let's start next Monday and create project. And what happens now is you see it creates me this project based on the template, using this template, and is setting it is setting me all the dates based on the starting date. So on template, I define how many days each task should take time, because the point of these templates is also to get things done in a certain time frame. Like research development shouldn't take more than 3 months. If it takes already more than 3 months, you know, it's going to be already, you know, not good, right? So we're trying to get stuff done in 3 months. So let's see. Well, someone has deleted my dates from research development. Let's see preparation. Yeah, here it is a good example. We have the dates here, right? Oh yeah, someone has deleted, so I need to reset that. Sorry guys, use the template. Let's use a new one. One cell, like let's see, preparation stage. You know, let's see US product name, preparation stage, right? Let's set date starting 14th. Yeah, I need to see who's deleted my dates there. So anyway, now it creates me dates based on the, you can see immediately in a second, it created this project here. And you see all the dates are going, starting from here, right? It takes time to create all these dates. So that's the whole point of the template, is that you're not only covering, yeah, it's just, you see, it's just created one by one, copying, I mean, more and more. So it takes a little bit of time since it's generating it, see, and when it's done, then you have all the dates which the person, your employee, is supposed to get things done by these dates, right? And well, that's how it is. That's how it works, and you know, that's why we use templates. And we have different teams for this, and we keep all the templates here. And your employee is supposed to know that these templates is not something you change without the meeting. And
Helen is actually asking that, can you lock the templates so you or others don't edit them by accident?
It can be done, I guess. But the reason I haven't done it because I want them to you can lock the whole team here, that people cannot edit anything here. But I have this lifecycle improvement table project here, where people are supposed to add improvement ideas for different life cycles. So yeah, but like I said, sometimes new people come in, they mess up something, and that you can say, you know, I have this on a spreadsheet anyway, so it's easy to. So that's the answer. I don't know. I hope it helped. So that's how you're supposed to build your And if you have certain like really important processes, then that require a lot of like different specific actions, then you build those things, right? Because especially when they are recurring, you know, if they are not recurring, yeah, who cares? You just have a meeting and complete the project. But if you have a huge project that's recurring, then templates and these type of templates is really useful.
Now guys, if you like this video, then thumbs up. If you want to know more about how to build remote teams and work with Filipinos, make your Amazon business succeed, then subscribe to our channel. And if you think that there is someone who would benefit from this video, then of course send them link to this video, and thank you for thumbs up. Ciao.